Mojo! It's another Mojo video, but why have we used this music for digestion? Well, it's to remind you digestion is a process of breaking down.
Yes, thank you, it's my turn now.
Digestion is the process of breaking down large molecules in food, making them into small molecules, so that they can be absorbed through the walls of the small intestine and into your body. You need to remember the organs that make up the digestive system and what each organ does. So, here's a story to visualize in your head. Standing on the balcony of a nearby house, you spot this weird-looking guy with a huge mouth and the most disgusting black-yellow teeth. He's eating a digestive, so this story is about the digestive system. As he chews, you can see his saliva drooling out of the salivary glands in his mouth. Ugh. That tells you digestion starts with your teeth grinding up your food and mixing in the enzymes in your saliva. The enzymes break down, or digest, the large molecules in your food.
Guys, please, we're trying to memorize digestion here.
Before the weird guy can swallow, a seagull swoops down, takes the food straight out of his mouth and flies off.
Help! A gull ate my digestive.
A gull ate his digestive. Ah, that'll remind you that your gullet takes food from your mouth to your stomach. Now, on the wall of the building, there are drain pipes, and they are feeding into a hopper. The gull deposits the food into the hopper. That hopper reminds you of a stomach. The gullet goes from your mouth to your stomach. And those little pipes feeding into the stomach, they remind you that the stomach adds acid and more enzymes to the food to digest it or break it down more. As you watch, the partially digested digestive passes out of the hole at the bottom of the hopper and into a small, interesting pipe running down the back of the building. Small, interesting sounds a bit like small intestine, which helps you remember that after leaving the stomach, food passes into the small intestine. Now, notice two things. First, see the other pipes joining the small interesting pipe? They remind you that even more enzymes enter the small intestine to digest food.
Yes, I think we've got it now. Digestion is all about breaking down food. Very funny.
Not. Now, where were we? Oh yes, point 2 about the small intestine. Notice the pipe is covered in lots of small holes. Can you see lots of digested food actually oozing out of those holes? It's passing out of the small interesting pipe. That image tells you that the molecules in the food have been broken down or digested and are now small enough to be absorbed through the walls of the small intestine and into the body. Next, the small interesting pipe enters a large interesting pipe. So think, the small intestine passes into the large intestine. No more food oozes out, but now water squirts out of the holes in the large interesting pipe. This leaves a pipe full of brown, smelly, leftover bits of food. It looks like poo. It smells like poo. Guess what? It is poo. Do you know, these days even poos have faces? Which should remind you that the proper term for poo is feces. Just add an extra E to the word faces. All this reminds you that water leaves through the walls of the large intestine and is reabsorbed back into your body, leaving behind the poo or feces that will pass into your rectum and then out of your anus. And that's it. Now stop. Don't you dare leave without doing the quiz on the worksheet below. And please re-watch this video when we send the reminder. But in the meantime, thanks for using your imagination.